Oh, yeah.
I just ate too
Yo.
much.
What's going on? It's your main man, Humvee.
It's your boy DB.
And this is the Truckcast episode number... Damn, what did we figure it out? I forgot.
99. That would have been nice if it was 99.
It's 99.
Isn't it?
Oh.
Oh, no. Hold on. Let me
I think it's... Hold on. Yeah,
Come
pull it
on,
up.
y'all.
It's 97?
6.
Okay. Oh, I think it's 90. I think it's 99.
2018. Ooh, 99. I feel like that's special.
You think it's
Go
99?
back channel. Go back channel. My stuff is slow.
Or would it be 100?
It's episode number 99!
I told y'all. Oh, y'all
Hey! What's up, Sam? What up, Quinn? Thank you guys for tuning in, watching with us. The Truckcast, we are live
Yeah, it's going down in a major way,
in
man.
a major way.
Man. Trying to get everything, make sure everything is
Yeah,
right.
we good. Let's go.
We're good. All right. And you know what we do here.
What we do?
We talk about relationships.
Talk about relationships.
We talk about love.
Love.
Dating issues.
Dating issues.
Marriage.
If you like it, then you put a ring on it.
I'm not going to do it, though. I did it already. and we talk about...
I did like that movie when she did it. Like, she like her hip.
It's-
Do. Okay, let's go. Keep going. I'm sorry. I got
Okay.
some on.
And we talk about how to find love
Find love.
and stay in love
Damn,
longer than 60 days.
hold on. So when you find it, you gotta stay in it.
I mean...
Like you can't like, okay, I'm gonna step out real quick.
See,
Then we'll come back later on.
we not...
Oh,
We're
you
not
trying to be
going for
you
that.
trying to Carl Thomas it.
Emotional?
No.
I mean,
Wrong song.
What's up?
oh, I wish I never met her.
The one that
Oh,
he
that's
says,
classic.
like, you know, he wants to go and he'll be back.
Oh, you talking about
Rebound?
Donnell Jones?
Donald Jones. That's
Oh,
I left my baby
They all the
girl
same.
a message and it said I won't
He
be
can't sing.
coming home.
That's not your
That's how he rolls.
Leave me alone. She don't really understand. Okay, let's go. They about to
All right.
about to-
So find love and
Oh, he
stay-
can sing. He
He
can
came
sing.
on with it now.
Oh, but hold on. Don't get it twisted. I can blow.
Oh.
Watch.
Go.
Yeah. Blow soup.
Said blow soup.
All right, let's go. Man. First of all, you gonna come on my show.
Early. Starting off early. Hey, we want to thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight.
Thank you.
We gotta make it our way.
Yeah,
It's all good. Episode number 99 of the
99,
Truckcast.
yes.
Thank you so much for following us for the past 2 years.
Thank you
right?
guys. Thank you.
It's been a journey. It's been a journey.
It has.
Special 99.
Special 99. As you can see, we have two beautiful women in the back of the truck tonight. It's going down.
Sounds so bad.
Hey, you like that?
So beautiful. In the back of the truck.
That sounded about it. See, but that's the. I'm not even gonna do
This
it.
comes
I'm
from
not
the therapist. The chick
There
said.
you go. Hey, you know what? Go ahead and introduce yourself. I'm not even just.
Hey, y'all. Okay.
Now get it right.
I'm Dr. Angela Jones. What do you want me to say?
Hey, that's
And I'm
hey.
here to talk about relationships
Hey,
and
go ahead.
sex and intimacy.
What's your
You are?
Expertise.
Yes, and
Specialty. My specialty expertise is sex.
okay.
So I talk about everything in regards to relationships with sex, individuals with sex, people that have sex dysfunctions,
I do have
anything
sex
that
questions.
has sex trauma. So anything in regards to sex. The only thing I don't specialize in is sex offenders.
Ah.
I don't want to though.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
That's a good joke. I'm not sure. Go ahead.
And I am Dr. Jasmine Boone. My specialty is trauma, any past hurts, heartbreaks.
Right.
I'm your girl. And of course, relationships. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm glad that we had a chance to bring you guys on and give us some help.
You know,
Two men that we've been trying to figure it out for. Well, I have. DB made it there, and he's been calling me.
He's working through his issues as
He's
well.
been calling me.
we had a therapy session before this, guys.
That's what y'all
He'll be
did.
good.
Hold on, okay. Can I give my boy the praise real quick?
Thank you, brother.
Dang. So he's been across the river calling me like, Humvee, they here, man, they here. But I've been playing around.
Yeah.
All right, see, all right,
you have
don't
been
agree.
playing around,
Don't agree.
bro.
All right, man. And that's why we brought two doctors. I forgot to bring the blanket because I might start crying. I got some tissue right there, just in
Got
case.
tissue?
Yes. All right, here we go, man.
Oh man.
We got a. Do you have a PSA?
Well, before the show starts, we have the doctors on the show. Do you ladies have maybe a PSA anything you want to get off your chest? I did have this conversation with Miss Jasmine, but I didn't get a chance to have it with you, Angela. So,
Okay.
Maybe is there something you want to get off your chest, like anything about? Ain't gotta be right with relationships. Like everybody, oh my God, the chicken sandwich, I can't stand that. Oh my God, why y'all want to stand brooms up? The brooms ain't staying up. Like anything you want to get off your chest that you want to like just talk about right now, like anything.
She gonna talk about us.
She probably is.
I have something.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
I was actually listening to Brene Brown, we love her.
She's amazing.
And she mentioned something. I just want to give the people out there food for thought.
Okay.
She talked about men not being able to be vulnerable without being judged. And women will beg them to be transparent and be free and be vulnerable. And the moment that they're vulnerable, they shut it down because the woman is uncomfortable with it.
Right.
Now, I haven't really formulated my ideas about it, but it really reigns true in some situations I've thought about. So I just want to send that out to people. If your man is being vulnerable, are you willing to accept that? Or do you look at it as weakness? Just food for thought.
That was good. And much deeper than what I was going to say. So now I want to rethink.
Wow. You hear that, ladies?
I want to say something before you to make you feel
Go
better.
ahead.
First of all, y'all need these dumbass brooms. Look, that was stupid.
These brooms.
Look, I've been doing that since I was 6 years old. Just standing in the broom up on his own. And everybody, NASA said the rhythm of the earth.
Oh, okay.
The rhythm of the earth is gonna make Michael Jackson come out the dead and hold a broom up. Like what? No, man. We better do that mess all the time.
Mine didn't work.
DB's crazy.
How she looked at me? Like, oh my God, you really got an issue.
DB's always a week behind.
I'm just saying.
That's old.
You know,
That's what I'm saying. He's always a week behind. Don't worry.
He had to get off his chest.
It's all right.
I mean, I can
He
read
was
how that was
vulnerable.
done.
We won't judge him for that.
That's right. Exactly.
He had a
As
vulnerable
Brene
moment.
Brown said. So I'll quote somebody.
Okay.
Because, I've had to think about
That's
it.
right.
Okay. So, like, on the show on Fox, we were talking about, like, can you cheat, but still be in love with the person you're cheating on, right? And so my answer generally was just yes.
Right.
That is a possibility.
Okay.
So the biggest thing in regards to, like, infidelity, I want to see if people out there just want to talk about it, like, what is the hardest thing? I'm actually asking them a question, like, what is the hardest thing for you if you find out your mate is cheating? Is it because it's a betrayal on you, or is it because it's a betrayal on the title of your relationship, or is it because you don't want to look bad in front of your friends? And this is for men and women. You know, I want to know, what is your barrier in regards to understanding infidelity, understanding cheating, understanding loving more than one person? So that's really it.
Okay.
Oh, and the reason I'm saying that is because somebody that I follow, she's an amazing relationship and sex therapist. Her name is Esther Perel.
Oh.
She's like goals. But, and she talks about infidelity and the desire and eroticism and romantic stuff, like, all the time. And she always talks about betrayal, but in a way that makes you feel like, oh, well, we're just dealing with humans, and it just makes you look at it a different way. So I'm just curious as to, like,
I mean,
thoughts.
different way, like acceptable different, or like what? Or just really trying to understand the definition of it?
Just understanding, like, so if you're married, let me just put it to, like, if you're married, what is the biggest barrier for you in regards to, like, forgiving or understanding? Or, like, if you are the cheater, like, if you have cheated, what was your reason for cheating? Was it really because of your mate, or was it really because of something within you? Like, it's just, there's just so many layers when it comes to infidelity and cheating, emotional infidelity. I'm not only talking about sex, I'm just talking about all of that.
So just checking in with yourself and seeing, why are you so hurt by it? Why are you so
affected
But I mean, wouldn't you
by
be
it.
naturally hurt by somebody that's cheating?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a natural,
That's not the
emotional
yeah,
feeling.
Yeah.
But checking in with yourself to explore why.
Why
Is
it happened?
because you feel your trust has been
Because I got
betrayed,
feelings.
or are you embarrassed?
Get that ass.
Yeah.
I think as a man, I think when a man finds out his woman cheat, it's like I think it may have to do something with embarrassment.
I get that.
Cause you're gonna want to, like that's your ego that you messing with. You messing with my
Yeah.
ego,
Right.
woman.
That
Now
ego.
you and I'm gonna have to look this dude in the eye if I accept to take you back, which I don't think a lot of men will.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm just saying me is my personal opinion. I
You
don't
have
think
nice lashes.
everybody says that.
He does.
He does.
This is great. I don't know.
It's okay. Vulnerable. We
Vulnerable
accept it.
moment.
First of all, I always want to. I get tired of being in the intervention. Everybody, but no, yeah, it's like I can see like that's gonna bruise my ego. Then
Right.
the
It will.
guy that she have done that with,
Uh-huh.
I may have to look him in the eye,
Why?
or I may have to or if I do come across him,
Uh-huh.
that is gonna affect me, bro. Like affect me to the point that
Especially if y'all still together.
yeah.
If you
But
guys.
but imagine if y'all still together, but like even if you wasn't together, it's just knowing that he took your
Yeah,
prized
you're right.
possession.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the reason
Right.
I
Only
asked,
for a
because the
moment.
reason I brought it
Right.
up is because I got a lot of feedback from my response, and a lot of people didn't like that I said yes, that you can still be in love with the person that you're cheating on.
Of course.
Yes, I believe you can,
But
yeah.
they felt like I was promoting infidelity.
Can't promote something that's already.
I mean,
been
that's why I question
promoted.
it. I mean, that's why I question, like, is it so? The doctor that you guys were talking about,
Uh-huh.
explaining or expounding on that infidelity issue, like, so now that I know the true definition or like what feelings I'm supposed to have, am I supposed to accept it? Like,
No, you don't have to accept it, but I think it's important for people to like understand it before you move on to your next relationship.
Yeah.
So if you choose to leave that person, it's important for you to understand what actually happened, because what we do is that we carry it to our next relationship thinking it was about us.
Right.
And then that can create a lot of other problems for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah.
dang, for the rest of your life?
Yeah, if you don't
Yeah.
address it.
Because it just piles up and piles up and piles up.
Well,
But
It's a
so the
build-up.
only way to address it is through therapy.
No.
no.
Absolutely
I
not.
don't think
I don't believe everybody should go to therapy.
Oh, okay.
Like
I'm saying
even though
that.
I believe in therapy, I don't believe everybody
Right.
is equipped to go to therapy.
Right.
So I don't know. What do you
like,
think?
Be mentally. I think I'm equipped now that I've had my.
I
Like,
think if you
epiphanies.
choose to go to therapy, you got to be ready for it.
You
Yeah.
gotta be ready for it.
Like if you are one who is highly defensive and you're
Not
not
me.
ready to receive.
That's how you know you are, because I wasn't even talking to you.
First of
He
all,
said,
what
"Not
y'all
me."
not gonna do on that? Hey, man.
So you have to be
Right.
ready for it,
Yeah.
or it's just not going to be
Right.
effective.
Yeah.
I remember when I was married, I was ready for therapy. Like,
You want to go with your significant, with your wife.
yeah, but she was like defensive.
That's
She
why
was,
you always say that. That women don't be ready for marriage. Ready for
well,
therapy.
not some, but not all.
A lot
Some, but not
of
all.
a lot of couples, they'll go in with one spouse only agreeing so you can see how the other one is wrong.
Right.
So that might have been
Right.
your wife. She might have been like, "I'll go," so a third party can tell
That's it.
you you're
That
wrong.
you
That's it.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
I kind of had that feeling too when I said I want to do counseling with my significant other. I'm gonna go in here so this woman can see that she wrong.
I mean, that's honest. That's honest that you're saying it. Because I always tell people,
Yeah.
like, you don't go to therapy when things are at a boil, which is what
Right.
we typically do. You're supposed to go when it's a simmer. But especially when it's a marriage, we always go to therapy
Simmer.
thinking like it's the last resort, like this is
Yeah.
going to fix us.
Right.
But by that time,
probably
you
too
put
late.
so much work for the
Yeah.
therapist. The therapist has to ravel so much stuff
So
in
much
order for us to
build-up.
even get to like the source of the problem anyway.
Yeah.
So go to therapy.
When
At
it's
a simmer. Like I'm noticing we're like nagging a little bit more, or maybe we're kind of being snappy, or maybe the sex is not as often. That's the time to go. Not when you're at the place where I'm done.
I've blown
Well,
up and now.
I got a question. Before you guys are advocating therapy, but before that, what if we can actually talk it out?
That's
Like,
amazing.
That's wonderful.
you know, before it gets to a simmer.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, babe, I noticed that you're doing this.
Yeah.
And I noticed that. Now, if that gets too repetitive, then I'll say like, God damn it, you
Exactly.
doing too much
Yeah.
questioning or, you know, blaming.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it as blame.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, it's simmering.
Right,
Damn
I
it, we need
agree.
to go, goddamn.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should be able
But-
to talk to each other like, hey, you know, this is what I'm noticing. But if you're noticing one person is too defensive,
Yeah.
Right.
if you're noticing that every time we try to do that, it leads into a huge argument, then okay, maybe we need a little help.
Yeah, and therapy doesn't have to be something is wrong. You know, if you just notice something needs to change, maybe we need to learn how to communicate a little bit better,
Right.
get some tools. Maybe just drop in a couple of sessions and see if that's what you need. But it doesn't have to mean something's wrong with either you as an individual or the couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There he goes. I don't need therapy.
No.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right,
You always
let's,
make me choke on my ice
see what I'm
cream.
saying? See?
I know, because truth hurts.
Hey, it's truck fishing time. You guys ready for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Oh, this is a nice long one.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Whoa.
Hey guys.
What is this?
It's
Oh, a confession. Oh, okay.
no, it's not a confession.
A truck
It's a
fashion.
truck fashion.
This is a
But did you hear what I-
confession.
Never mind.
This is a truck fashion.
Hey.
These are my confessions.
So we have people that email us their dilemmas, let us
Okay.
know what's really going on about like their situations, and then we give them some of the greatest advice.
It's funny how this thing says, let's make this short, but it's a
It's
freaking
not
prayer.
All right, here we go, man. Hey guys, hopefully you can help me out with this ridic scenario. That's what she put. Oh, and love the show. Keep it up. All right, so I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. Met a guy back in October 2019, handsome gentleman.
Scorpio?
Actually met him. How was it Scorpio? What are you talking about? All right. Actually met him while working. However, given the nature of our jobs, it could bring about a conflict of interest. So I kept it moving, but I noticed he was viewing me, my profile via LinkedIn. I sent a message to ask why. That started a whole convo. Fast forward to now, we've shared so much and talked just about daily. And she put parentheses example. 6 a.m. phone calls, evening phone calls, same day callbacks. Homeboy was on it and consistent. He seemed super genuine. We did Christmas gifts exchange, dinner, talked for hours. You couldn't tell me he was not interested. Anywho, it's present day 2020. We've not talked since February 10th. Why? Because he's an idiot. The man makes plenty of money, but formed his mouth to ask for donations toward a custom-made door for his house. I don't know. Sent his Cash App and everything. I'm like, is this for real? He even made the comment, anything you send will be appreciated. I said, let's test this theory. Sent him $20. In parentheses, she put, mind you, we just had dinner the night before looking at the damn doors. He sent it back the next day along with the text saying something along the lines of, I care for and like you, but we should be friends. Given my giving nature, the amount you sent offended me. And the crying emoji along with it. It was the crying, laughing emoji. Thank you, sir. She put that in parentheses. I need someone who is going to have my back. This is him talking. How do you even make such an evaluation in a 4 or 5 month period? What the hell? FYI, he's done nothing more that I could do for myself. Some Bluetooth speakers and a couple of dinners. Child, please. That's what she put. She put all this. I'm going out. She said child. I know how to talk. Never mind. I was appalled and responded accordingly, kept it short and to the point, and advised him to have a good life. It's been real. Now, all of a sudden, he's decided to pick up the phone and start calling, even had the nerve to call at 6 a.m. after about 2 or 3 weeks of no communication. In parentheses, she put, sir, you don't have that luxury anymore. Should I block him or just continue to not answer his call? Or address his dumb ass one last time and block him? I don't know 48-year-old men could be so childish and stupid. What do we think
That
about this,
was
lady?
interesting. I feel like he was testing her. I feel like he was starting to feel like he was putting up too much money, and so he was like, "I'm gonna test her with this donation situation," and she called his bluff, and so this is the end result. I think the key word here is communication.
Right.
If he felt like, and this is just my assumption, if he felt like, I'm paying for all these dinners and I'm doing this and I'm doing that and she hasn't paid for anything, he maybe should have had the conversation rather than, testing, if that's what he was doing, because I can't really make sense of this door donation situation.
I
She
feel
gave
like his
$20.
ego. I feel like
Yeah.
his ego was a little hurt.
I think
Yeah.
Because he probably, I don't know if he did it to make sure she saw it, but, and then not only did he make it to make sure she saw it, she gave money and then she gave a little bit. So he just didn't like the whole feeling of his
Right.
ego. Like, oh, she gonna give me some money? And then she
But, I
gave
mean,
me
what
$20.
else?
I don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
confused by
That's
it
it's the
all.
weirdest thing, but to me
yeah.
it seems more like ego, and I don't think that she should really, because at the end of the day, it's all games.
Yeah.
Like he's just playing a game.
I
Playing a
can't
game.
really make sense of it, but I agree with my counterpart here. There were some games being played, and
How
he
was
lost.
the games though? When they were talking like every day, like how, like he was building all that to play some games.
Yeah,
I think maybe he was just testing, like I said, he was just testing her.
The thing is like she put a couple of things in there on purpose. Like she was saying like we're in the same field. He kept on looking at my LinkedIn. So to me, that's like, I mean, it's okay. To me, it's okay he's looking at her LinkedIn. I don't think that's a big deal.
Right.
But to me, I felt like she put that in there because she feels some kind of ego competitive nature happening with him. But that's not what she's saying. But there's a reason, because the door has nothing to do with their careers.
I think he got the text messages all wrong. I think he took it the wrong way.
Yeah, but
That's what I
then when
think.
you get $20 from her, why are you offended?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why?
I need somebody to
I
support
would see
me.
if he's like,
Financially.
"Oh, babe, I didn't mean you. I didn't mean to send it to you. Here's your $20 back." Like if he got it all mixed up. I don't know. That was just odd. The only thing I can think of is he was testing
He was
her.
like, "Yo, you gonna send me $20? You
Yeah.
better take this $20. You can have it."
That's
Anybody got
ego.
time
Yeah,
for that, man?
that's all
Right.
ego.
I'm getting
That's
a custom made though.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you gonna send me
Yeah.
$20?
Yeah.
I done bought you a Bluetooth speaker.
That was weird.
That's at least $98 right there.
You're right.
I would say to answer her question, I mean, nobody can tell you how to respond, but be careful how you invest your energy. So,
I say
even
don't
I
take
mean,
it.
she already invested a lot of it. She might.
well, I'm saying she's like, well, should I, return the call and go off and then block,
Because returning the call is
Investing energy.
it's
Investing
investing energy, like Dr. Booth said, but it's also like it can lead to an argument, ugly things being said.
Right.
Keep your dignity, girl.
Right. So just
but
remain
it
silent.
could also lead to them coming to an understanding.
But I wonder if she's still attracted to him now.
Is she still?
I wonder if he's still attracted to her to send me $20 for my dough.
And he shouldn't
I mean, you
said
seem
any
offended
little,
by that, though.
He
Yeah,
done
shouldn't
with you,
say.
man.
He does that.
He shouldn't say any little bit.
I think he got
else.
over it though, so he's ready to try it again.
Yeah, because he did reach back out.
Because he tested, he failed, and he's like, ooh, let me try this
My
again.
bad. Okay.
Just playing.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be too much. Thank you so much. She didn't leave her.
Send that man $200.
Girl.
Make him happy.
No.
DB.
Thank you to the
Great
wonderful
advice you take
Truckcaster
right
that
here.
sent us this truck fashion. Make sure you guys keep sending us those truck fashions at truckcast2018@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. You guys
Question
ready?
time.
You guys ready to get into the question?
Let's
Okay,
go.
before we get into the questions, can you guys give us a breakdown or, like, I don't know, your status? We got to give you a status and your
Sign.
sign.
I'm married, and I'm a Virgo.
Virgo.
The best sign.
Oh, Virgos are the.
After Cancer.
You're a Cancer?
Yes. Hi, I'm Dr. Boone. I'm single and I'm Cancerian.
Y'all, are y'all really into astrology?
I kind of
Yeah.
am, yeah. I am. I try to ask all my guests that. My significant other, she's a Cancer. So,
Did I say Jasmine?
I hate Cancer.
I don't know what I said.
So what are your, so what is it about? Because you made a face when I said Virgo, DB.
Yeah, I like really hard to love.
Oh yeah.
No, not true.
I don't
Of course
think
you
so.
love her because that's your friend from what? Yeah.
How are we hard to love?
I don't know. It's just like y'all so precise about everything to
they
the
are.
T of everything. Well, why'd you do this? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? What time I gotta do this? Like, oh, wait a minute. Like you want to know?
analytical or something?
Like that. Very analytical as well.
Uh-huh.
Yes, all of that. And like,
I mean,
I never had a
she's
Virgo, so I
only
don't
like
know.
that when she's in work mode.
I'm very analytical with work. Like at work, I'm the same person, but I'm very.
That makes her
Focused.
the amazing therapist that she is.
But I'm also like that with people explaining, especially like somebody I care about. So like I guess that's what you were saying. Like if you're telling me you mad, I don't want to talk to you. You can't just say that and just leave. Like
Right.
I need.
I?
You can, but come back and help me understand why you
She said
mad.
you can.
I mean that's your
Come back.
prerogative.
Right.
But
you're right.
it would bother me until I understand what's going on. And
You need to understand it.
right. I need to understand it. I'm okay with you being mad. Stay mad. I'm not trying to convince you not to be mad. But
gotcha.
if you want to attack me or tell me you're mad, I need to understand why you're mad.
Figure it out.
If you really want me to care,
Right now, man. I don't know why, man. Let me be mad. I'll be right back.
yes.
That's what I be like sometimes. I do.
Come back when
I
you
be
realize
agitated,
why you're
bro.
mad.
Like speaking of that, like that kind of aggression, like
No, I mean,
well, not aggression,
I'm
but
really a nice guy.
but being mad, being angry, can that lead to estrangement of like the relationship? Like, is it okay to just take a time out and come back, like table a situation?
Can I answer that first? I think it really does. Like it gives you time to think about what are you really angry about, and then go back into the situation. Okay, look, this and this, and then just give me a moment to clear my mind because I was frustrated at first, and I don't just want to just try to solve everything at this moment
Right.
during the time of me being completely frustrated.
I agree 100%. It actually takes
too.
the mind at least 20 minutes to calm down.
20 minutes.
So
At least.
once you get to that point, the time is ticking, the clock is ticking. So I don't think it's bad to take a break. I think it is so important in how you take your break. So I always suggest like, hey, you may even have a code word like, hey,
I was just
pineapple,
gonna say that.
let me
Yeah.
calm down.
Yeah.
And
Nickelback.
and then you have the responsibility.
Rabbit.
Door handle.
Say door handle now.
What?
Door. Just chill. Look, door handle. All right.
But
Go chill.
when you
Out
separate
of my
and when
opinion.
you two agree to separate,
Hey, that you'll calm down off that
Out
one.
of my
though.
opinion.
You will calm. Hey, that's a nice one though. I like that one.
Out of my opinion. You said that. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jazz. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
when
sorry,
you-
Dr. Jazz.
when you separate, you then have the responsibility to calm yourself down because what we like to do is separate and just have the argument in our head and come back even more upset.
Right.
So you have the responsibility of starting to soothe and calm yourself down. And and you have to set an appointment. We're gonna split. I'll be back in an hour. I'm
Okay.
going into the other room.
Okay.
Whoever says I'm coming back, you have the responsibility of coming
Right.
back. Otherwise, you have
That makes
betrayed that trust.
There you go.
Right? So
Right.
you're
Right.
always able to build trust in that situation, and you have to come back if you're still pissed. You say, "Hey, more onomatopoeia.
Out of my opinion,
I
out of
need
me.
another 30
Yeah,
minutes."
yeah,
Right.
And you agree because
So,
arguments
yeah.
are gonna happen.
So like to piggyback, like both of y'all exactly, yes and yes. I used to have
I know I'm right. It's my show. Go ahead.
Ooh wee.
Boom.
So I used to have the idea because of what older couples used to tell us, like don't go to bed angry.
Right.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Very much
Okay.
so.
So do go to bed angry?
Go
You
to
gonna
bed.
go to bed however you gonna go to bed.
It is not healthy to sit there, stay up 4, 5, 6 in the morning arguing
Thank you.
Until
no, I gotta
you
be right
find-
there at 4:30.
but what does that do? all you're doing is elevating yourself,
Right.
getting more angry, finding more reasons, and then you're not even arguing about
And
what
now
you
you're
started to
fatigued
argue
on
about.
top of
You're
that.
tired.
Come on now.
And then you're going to be at work angry because you're
I've
tired,
read.
and then you're going to be angry at that person for keeping you up that late.
Good morning, DB. Bad morning.
So the best thing sometimes is to go to bed. Because have you ever had an argument the night before
Yep.
or something, and then when you wake up in the morning, you're just like, you're heavy-hearted. You're just like,
Oh, yeah.
dang,
Yeah.
why it had to be that
I
way?
don't know about heavy hearted.
I mean, you can be. You can
Yeah.
be heavy-hearted, or you're rethinking what you did.
Right.
Or
Or
you're
it's
just
not-
like, or you have
Bad
a new
words
idea.
came out, all that shit. Yeah.
It becomes a more constructive
Yeah.
Yeah.
conversation
Okay.
when you just go to bed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just go to bed.
Sometimes it's not even a big deal in the morning. It
Right.
might have-
Right.
you know,
Right.
so
You'll wake up and be
Yeah.
like, man, that was stupid.
We was
Right.
arguing about because you didn't put peanut butter on my sandwich.
You know, I like peanut butter on my sandwich.
And you know I like peanut butter on my celery.
Oh, yeah. Remember peanut
I'm
butter
sorry,
salad?
baby. I'm sorry.
Yeah. have,
Boy, you so crazy.
have you guys watched Love is Blind?
Yes.
yes.
No.
We were just talking about
So-
it.
Watch ESPN.
Everybody
I'm a
everybody is talking about Love is Blind,
I'm a
except
man.
DB. I watched.
I'm a man.
What does that mean?
I'm joking. You know I meant. This is
No, he's
He
just talking about
probably
me
was the
because I don't watch
first one
sports
to
like
watch
him.
because I'm a man. But anyway.
Love is Blind now, come on.
Having fun. Like, what? I'm gonna call you back. He got on me. DB, I'm gonna call you right back. Why? Love is Blind is on.
Hey, I do.
It's good.
I mean,
It's good.
he's a thespian, so I respect it.
There we
So,
go.
Lauren and Cameron,
yes.
everybody's favorite couple.
I've heard about
You gonna watch?
I've heard about it. I'm gonna
So
watch
you gotta
it.
watch
I'm
it. So
gonna
you gotta
watch
watch it. So that I guess that leads me into my first question, my true or false question.
Let's go.
Okay.
Love is always enough. True
No.
or false?
No.
False.
Love
No.
False.
is
False.
Okay, now tell me why. Because I think it is.
Oh, you tell them why you think it's enough.
I want to hear why you think it is.
I think it's enough.
Why?
You do not believe that, brother.
Yes, I do. Because you're gonna come into the relationship with everything that you
So this woman coming here
already have.
She coming to a relationship broke.
Let me
I'm talking
give
about
you-
she ain't
let
got
me
not
give you-
I like that
not
scenario.
another.
I like the
I
scenario.
have another example.
Okay.
How many times have we
It's not
seen it
scenario,
on
good
TV?
enough.
No, yours is wonderful. Yours is wonderful.
You got it.
You got a shoulder rub.
A teacher rub. Is everything okay at home?
Oh,
Give
poor
me a
little
nice
Tink
golden
Tink.
star.
You sure are.
Don't miss
Poor little Tink Tink.
How many times have we seen on TV or heard of a loved one or a friend who the woman is being abused and you ask why she stays and she says, "'Cause I love him."
Yeah.
Is love enough? No.
She apparently heard it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The love makes it exciting. It makes it feel better. But
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to talk about the Bible, but there's nothing in the Bible that talks about marriage and love have to be in the same thing.
Right.
Nothing. It's about commitment.
Yeah.
It's about loyalty. It's about faith. It's about all that stuff. Love makes it feel good.
Yeah.
Love makes
That's
the
that
passion
icing.
happen, the desire. So rather than just thinking about like sex as an act of like feelings and emotions,
Right.
that's where the love comes in. But
Okay.
sex is technically, back in the day, was just for procreation.
Yeah.
There was no love about it.
That's
So
no love
love makes the marriage
You
enjoyable.
want a baby? Come on.
It makes the
Wow.
marriage enjoyable. It makes the connection. It makes the desire that much better.
Yeah.
But what you really need is commitment.
Yeah. And what I say about love is many things. It's an action, but it's also an emotion. And just like anger is an emotion and sadness is an emotion, you know, you can be really angry at somebody one day and 2 days later you have no problem with them at all.
Right.
Love does this. Love goes up and down. So you need, what I always say, those pillars that are going to stay stable even when love isn't at its best.
Right.
Because there's times you're not going to want to act in love, and there
Nope.
are times that you're not going to feel love for your mate. So you want to make sure commitment is there. You know, respect, whatever your pillars are. But love is not enough to like avoid the demise of a relationship.
You could love somebody and divorce them at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You could love somebody and, like I said earlier, and cheat on them. You could love somebody and steal their money. You could love somebody and hit them.
And I guess the question is love enough for what?
Nothing really, huh?
It makes you feel good. It's an emotion.
So love is enough. Love is just enough for an emotional feeling.
I mean, it's a connection because there's different types of love. You have the love you have for a child, love for a family.
That's that
love,
unconditional love.
Right. So
agape.
Agape,
yeah.
you know, so it's just different kinds of love. But for a romantic relationship, no, it's not enough.
Wow. Love is not enough.
And what love didn't bring you home last night.
Love could have brought you
home last night.
I
Boomerang.
need more. I'm gonna write that R&B song. Blow it up.
Love didn't what?
Nothing. I
They
got it
didn't
wrong.
hear us.
They didn't hear us, so that's fine.
No, y'all said something about Boomerang. What?
Yeah,
Tony Braxton?
Oh,
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
She brought that. She pushed him upside the head.
Yeah.
That was Halle Berry.
Yeah, I thought it was
the song was
Robert
Tony.
G. It was
Yeah,
Halle
the
Berry.
song was by Tony Braxton.
All right, so it's false, guys. Love is not enough.
And don't go to bed angry.
No, go to bed.
Do
angry.
go to bed.
I mean, yeah, go to bed angry.
That's why I was like, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed. All right.
We said that earlier, though. But you go ahead.
Right. All right. Here we go. Do unrealistic sexpectations? Remember we was talking about that.
Here
in
we
there.
go.
Do unrealistic sexpectations have men and women watching more porn?
As Dr. Boone has said before, has porn made people have unrealistic expectations?
Porn
And
is
to
life.
that I say yes.
Porn.
Porn is
Expound
life.
on it, Dr.
I almost guarantee that when you started watching porn, especially when it's accessible on your phone or laptop, and you went on there, you discovered things you never knew existed. You was like, what is this category?
In the closet.
What? And then you realize, I want to try that.
Sex armpits.
Right.
Play.
A lot of porn sites are like tunnels. It's like
Yeah, it
Pandora's
is.
box.
Yeah.
You're like, man, you watch a video, there's a whole bunch of suggestions, and then you click that one, and then it's a whole bunch of, and it's like, man, I ain't never tried that, babe.
Right.
Why can't you do this? And it was like you never even knew what it was before you saw porn.
That's setting the expectation right there, because you shouldn't do that, because porn does that.
Well, I mean,
I think porn, like,
I think it helps your relationship. Me
especially y'all watch it together.
If both
I don't
of
know.
you,
If
I'm
you
not
don't
against
have to.
porn.
You don't have to watch it together.
Porn's
but
not a bad thing.
I think
Porn is not a bad thing.
It can have a lot of people bringing some things into the bedroom that either one mate is not for, or whatever the case is. So, is porn bad? No.
Right.
But
There are elements of porn that are bad.
yeah.
Like sex trafficking,
Right,
all that
right,
good stuff. So
absolutely,
there's that, and the thing that
Behind the
sucks is that you
scenes.
don't really even know what you're
The
watching.
behind the scenes, yeah.
So there's that part. But as far as porn, if you and your mate are at the same space and okay with, oh yeah, I don't care if you watch porn, even if I'm not there, you guys have like an understanding of it. You could watch it together or put it on and try to do what you watch it. I mean, it can help spice up a sex life. It can help you think of new things to do when you're kind of bored in a bedroom. So it's not always bad. But it's bad if you are watching it alone and you all of a sudden expect this certain behavior from your mate and you didn't even communicate it with them.
Right.
Gotcha.
So,
Do you have the coronavirus? Yes, I do. Nothing. Never mind.
This was okay. Gotcha.
Flashback.
Hey, can we?
that was a new video.
Yeah.
Right. That was a new one.
They got a mask on. Okay, huh?
Take it off. What defines a toxic relationship?
Ooh.
That?
Toxic relationships is basically, I'm trying to think of the best, like,
It's
smallest
hard
way
not
to
use the
say
word
it.
toxic.
Is when both of you bring out the worst of each other.
Okay.
That's the best way I can try to find it. Or so that's one way. But a toxic relationship could be one person is toxic and poisoning the other person.
Right.
Right. So when one person is manipulating the other person, using the other person, creating emotional like roller coasters in a relationship, and the other person is unaware of what's happening.
In the empath narcissistic relationship.
That is a toxic relationship as well. So it could be both of them are toxic for each other, or it could be one person that's toxic to the other person.
Yeah. I think a lot of times we see past hurts. My dad wasn't in my life. My dad was on drugs. Oh, my dad was too, and we create this bond based on hurt. And a lot of times that will be the foundation of a toxic relationship.
Right.
Or even like the significant, like, oh, they've been cheated on, you've been cheated on,
Right.
and stuff like
And
that.
you start to see each other's brokenness as a bond. And like,
Right.
oh, well, they understand we can pull through this. And a lot of times that is toxicity in
That's
disguise.
toxic. Yeah,
Right.
so definitely.
Like me and Humvee have both agreed that we're both narcissistic.
I'm not narcissistic.
I don't.
You are.
You have said it before. We said it on previous
But you
show
shouldn't
that
say
you have some ways of being.
Oh, you may have some narcissistic ways.
Yeah,
some Yeah.
narcissistic ways.
But
Okay.
like,
I'm pretty much.
yeah, you a narcissist.
And that word
Yeah,
is
you
being thrown around
a lot. And
So
a lot
what-
of people don't know who.
I'm
like,
curious as to what is it that you feel narcissism is.
I'm manipulative.
I'm what? I didn't hear
He
you.
says he's manipulative.
Okay.
Selfish. I can be those things, and I don't need to seek counseling for it.
You have a hard time saying sorry
he does.
about stuff.
No, I say it easily.
But
I
do you
say-
mean it? Do you mean it?
No, he doesn't.
You're talking to me.
See? Hey, what he said?
Show's over. Good night. Nah, I can't plug it back in. God damn.
That's what you get.
I'm so narcissistic. But no, yeah, I know I do, because I be like, yo, I'm really selfish, narcissistic. I'm manipulative as hell. And like I said, but I do apologize easily. I actually wrote down some like characteristics I had,
Right.
like, and I was like, I kind of fell into them. I can't remember. I want to bring it, but I kind of get a chance to bring it. But yeah, I was
Are
watching
your apologies another tool of your manipulation, or?
Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. Like I
we
said.
gotta talk.
Apologies being tools?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sorry, babe. Come home, and you just do the same
'Cause
thing
you know
again.
it
I mean,
You're never really
I
sorry
knew
to
that
person.
it was. I know not now, because I know that I'm
Right.
doing it to manipulate.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying, like, yo, I'm not gonna apologize unless I really mean it. Unless I'm ready to go change. You know,
I think that's
so-
really big of you
That is.
to actually admit that.
Yeah. That's really good.
There's not too many people who would say that.
Oh yeah, man. I feel like when I feel like I'm involved in, but that's like I say,
Right.
it's through the truck cast.
Yeah.
That it's like
That's
it's like
awesome.
going through therapy once or twice a week. You know what I'm saying? So, I've seen my ways change, and I learned, like, yo, I am all of that. Like, yo, I gotta stop. That's why my relationships fail.
Right.
It's not because of the woman. It's because of me. You know. So.
Why do you okay? I'm
I
not
feel
gonna
proud
go
of
there.
you.
I am too.
She about to go on there.
Let me stop.
Hey, get the tissue out of there. You're going to need. Continue.
No, you said, hold on, no. Yeah, I'm about to turn it on you. You said you have some narcissistic ways. What are your ways?
I don't think I do. He said I did. I don't think I do.
He said that you said that you
That
did.
was a long time ago.
It does not matter.
I've grown out of that. That was a long
So
time
you
ago.
involved in
Face.
3 weeks.
That wasn't 3 weeks. That was like 2-3 years ago.
We're about to watch
But no,
a
but
debate.
I don't think I do. I don't think I have narcissistic
Sharonda
ways.
say, "Look at you being outgrown." So, Thanks, Sharonda. Thanks, Sharonda. Look, Sharonda say, "Yes, he does."
Wow.
Hummer V
I don't know.
likes something that does. He doesn't want nothing that likes him. He wants to chase. He wants to chase.
Oh, he likes to chase.
He's a
Yeah.
chaser.
Okay.
That's just the man to me, right?
So what happens when you get it?
Show's over. No, when I
That's all, folks. It'd be a rap. Like, what happened to her?
I got it.
no, man, I'm trying to work on that, yo, for sure. I'm definitely trying to work on making the process. I don't know. I might be.
Man, the accuracy. I mean, I know you, bro. I know you, bro, because like we sit here, we do this
We do
every
it. We do it every
Tuesday.
day. Yeah.
This is nothing but a counseling session for us.
Yeah.
And
And then even outside of the truck when we go out. Yeah.
So, it's,
Well, I mean, the thing
Yeah.
is that since you guys, I'm talking about both of you, are able to recognize some of your
Right,
behavior.
that's important.
That's very important.
Yeah,
but
right.
then it's like, now what?
Now what are you gonna do with
How do we
it?
face it? How do we fix it?
We gotta change.
Yeah.
I know. That's the hard part, right?
That
No, I'm down to make the change.
Really?
Yeah, make the change. Ready?
Make that change.
I think we got like a little tune for almost every little line we've said in here.
Who's this boy here, man?
What? You don't think I will?
Next question. Come on, man. Get some questions. You want to get some questions.
All right.
Because you're toxic right now in this relationship. You being real toxic.
How am I being toxic, bro? All right,
Okay.
My bad. I'm sorry.
You terrible.
I didn't mean to judge
He
you.
apologized.
Do you believe that?
Oh, yeah. My apology is also a part of my manipulation.
Yeah, that nigga.
I already said that, right?
Not all
Yeah.
of them, though. Not all of your apologies, right? Or all?
Not anymore, but at first it was.
What about that one
Why
you
do
just
you
gave?
manipulate? Why?
I didn't, because I didn't think I was doing that. I didn't recognize it until maybe a year ago.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't realize that I was just being me.
Right.
Okay.
And I thought that in being me, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Mhm.
And
But
I'm just gonna-
somewhere along the line, you found out by doing that,
Right.
you got something.
Well, it actually
back.
took my significant other, because she's very intuitive and
Mm-hmm.
she's a Cancer. And she said, you're doing...
Cancerians.
Yeah, she broke me down. I'm like,
I hate it.
is she
man, I love
reading my Bible book? Like, what is
Oh.
this? Like, and I kind of, like, she be breaking me down. So
That's good. You got a good
and I be
one.
like, yo, okay, she right.
That's right.
Yeah, so-
You got a good
My
one.
Cancer.
I really know I got a good one. She's
All right.
extremely good to me, and I try my best to be a better person.
Wonderful.
That's nice.
That's what's up, man.
One time for the one time.
Man, shut up, man. 'Cause you
Let
got
her be
some
vulnerable
good-
because we're
No,
not going
but
to judge him. Hello?
my stuff is genuine. Everything that I tell him is genuine.
Why are you saying-
His is not.
Oh my God, I'm not being genuine right now, bro.
You got an issue? Here's a tissue.
Oh, we gotta use that.
We gotta get these doctors out of the truck.
For real, man.
We just sitting there observing all this.
And they go.
You don't really think I'm changing all? Like, come on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. But the point is, I can see it more,
Okay.
and it's like it's more apparent. And then when we talk about it, like the conversation we had this past Sunday, you was
Right,
like,
right.
"Yeah, it's me, man.
Yeah.
Like I know what I'm doing."
Yeah.
And me too. Like I know what I'm doing in certain relationships. Like I know, like when I get her, it's kind of like,
Now
Yeah,
what?
let's not go back there. Let's not.
all right. So yeah,
Next question. They want some more questions.
let's talk about attraction. How can you trigger a female's sense of attraction for a male?
Okay, well, we first.
Because
see
most
with our
women like
eyes.
kissing.
Well, okay,
Is that
so
true or
wait, you
false?
mean like you're trying to get her for the first
Kissing.
time? I mean, what is it that?
Oh, I guess not.
Are you talking about somebody you've been with already? Like kissing? I'm kissing.
I like kissing.
Kiss. Oh yeah, women you with. You know, most women like a little. They like to kiss. That was cute.
He's like,
Aw.
Right. They corrected my ass.
Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just need clarification. Are you talking about like trying to attract her like for the first time, or like when you're in a relationship already?
Not even in a relationship, like the intimacy part, like being intimate.
Okay. So being intimate. So okay, are you saying sexual intimacy or just
Sexual
intimate?
intimacy.
Okay, I had to. I gotta clarify.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
they're
sexual
different. You know.
Yeah,
So
gotcha,
when
gotcha.
when sexual intimacy, it starts first with desire. Like you have to be able to desire your mate. And universally, so Esther Perel, again, because I love her, she did a study around the world asking people, like, what is it that makes you attracted to your mate or attracted to somebody else?
Right.
And the answers, there was a lot of different answers, but universally, it's about giving space. It's about that mystery. Okay, so here's an example. So if I asked you, when are you most desirable? When do you desire your wife the most? Somewhere in there, it's going to be about mystery, about the chase. It's going to be about actually seeing her for who she is. So like when I talk to clients, I tell them like, when you're in a relationship or even if you're just trying to get somebody for the first time, if they're all up in your face like this, like your hand, it's kind of blurry. Like you can't even see the lines on your hand. But when you pull it away, you can appreciate the hand. You can see the lines. So usually when women want to desire you, we want to see you at your peak. Like when you're doing something you're passionate about. Like answers you'll get is like, oh, I desire my husband the most when I see him work in a room, talking to people, or if I see him in his suit, or if I see him on stage, or, you know, things like that. because it makes it almost like it gives you space to see. So usually to desire somebody is the first step before anything else if you really want to have a good sexual, intimate relationship. Now, you could just have sex.
Kissing.
It's not kissing.
Oh, it's kissing.
Would you rather kiss your woman, or would you rather see her walk across the room and you see the silhouette of her body?
The silhouette.
The distance. And
It's the distance that makes you anticipate.
Right.
And it makes it exciting. And it makes it mysterious.
And go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And so that's why like lingerie is a thing, because it like it's supposed to hide some things, but it's a revealing. Eventually you'll take it off. Well, that's for some people.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but like the thing about makeup. A lot of men say, "Oh, I don't like my woman with makeup," but most likely when you caught her or when you wanted to get her, she had makeup on, because what makeup does is it gives you the illusion and it accentuates our best features.
And we like that.
And when you see it, it's like beautiful, but when it's up close, it's something different. So it's about desire. So if you're wondering why your sexual intimacy in a relationship is not really like where it's supposed to be, you have to ask yourself, are you showing that you desire her?
Fire and desire.
Are you doing things to make her desire you? Are you walking around in your ripped up, stained,
baggy
underwear, and it's not shaven and you stink, but you want her to be like, come on, that there's no desire there.
I thought that like the what's the smell that
Pheromones.
the pheromones turn the women on, like when you
Pheromones.
come from working outside or something like that.
Hey, it's a thin line between pheromones and funk.
Stank. Okay.
Pheromones and funk are different.
That ain't pheromone, baby. That's fun.
Come and get it.
And then even with that, with pheromones, think about what you're putting in your body.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, because your pheromones, I don't know if this is too explicit. No, it's probably not. I've seen y'all show. But even how you smell down there and what comes when you ejaculate, the way your sperm tastes and smells is about what you eat.
Gotcha.
And a woman can smell that. Ice
What
cream.
kind?
That means dairy,
Ben and Jerry's.
which has a lot of mucus,
Yeah.
which creates a lot of funk.
Yeah.
Well,
So, anyways, basically, desire. Are you desiring her, and and are you showing her your worth being desired? Yeah.
So wait, you eat vegetables or something?
Yeah.
I mean,
Water,
it makes a difference.
vegetables,
You
leafy
know,
greens.
Yeah.
but
It makes a
that's what
difference.
those are healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I am not healthy as I used to be.
I think. Can I get one more in before you guys?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
All right.
They want to stay. Come on.
Yeah. What is the importance of morality in an intimate relationship?
Wow. It is important. Yeah, that's very important. It is important because if my morality dictates that I can't have sex before marriage, and yours does, we have an issue here, right? So it creates some guidelines that we have to agree on, abide by, before we even engage.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it has a heavy weighing on sexuality, what we're doing in the bedroom, what we're not doing in the bedroom.
Right.
There's a lot of people who say they're a virgin as far as penetration, vaginal penetration, but there's
That
other
mind
ways.
thing, virgin.
Mm-hmm.
That was I had Pimp C mama.
Let me see that tongue. Oh.
That mind. So, anyway.
So morality plays a big part, I would say. What do you say?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so go back to that desire. I want to. So should you ask your mate, when do you find me most desirable?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, we talk about everything else in relationships, but the thing we talk about the least is sex.
Yeah.
And but that's the thing that can also break a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's
By
not
not
actually
talking about sex?
no,
Or-
by sex.
Or by the
Yeah.
act
So
of.
the
Okay.
act of sex usually is not what breaks a marriage. The intimacy of sex
Within
breaks the
sex.
marriage.
Okay.
Can break a marriage. So that's why you have to understand what she likes. Like you might wear a certain shirt and you didn't even realize like every time you wear that shirt, she like really thinks it looks good on you and it makes
Yeah.
her excited. She might not even know that every time you wear this shirt that she gets excited.
Yeah.
So that's why you guys have to communicate.
So how would you like I don't know, like how would you hey, wash the shirts I wear, make sure.
No, just have the conversation. Like, when do you find me most sexy?
Yeah.
What do you like that I do or don't do in bed?
Like-
What do you? Go
Mhm.
ahead.
Like as a man, I've told my women okay, I like when you wear that.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Like,
That's That's
See,
wonderful.
but what you probably don't talk about is when she does something or in the
Right.
bedroom that you don't like. You probably just like, you just hold it
And
in.
I think that adds to the whole sexpectations part that we talked about in the other question.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not talking about it, I almost feel like sex should have its own, like, how there's love languages. There should be
Right.
like a sex language.
Sex
Because if you come in the bedroom trying to put me in a human pretzel and you haven't had that conversation with me, you're thinking you're putting it down and I'm in straight pain. So
Get my cervix.
Yeah.
I think I got it.
So I think the conversation, like Dr. Jones says, it's not had enough, and it definitely needs to be an ongoing discussion because you grow and your desires change and your attraction changes, and that needs to be something that
Like, I've been with my
often
husband
have.
since I was 18.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow,
dope.
congratulations. That's dope.
We weren't
So,
married
come
at
on.
18, but that's when I met him when I was 18. So the type of sexual intimacy we had when I was 18 and he was 20 is not the same
Right.
so many years later. I'm not telling you I might. That many years later. Because why? Men
Right.
and women, we have hormonal changes.
yeah.
Right.
You have a baby. Things move around. Like, even after you have a baby, like, your cervix could drop. So when you have sex, it could become painful.
Pick it up,
Muscle
babe, don't worry.
tension. You could destroy certain muscles down there and you don't even realize it. And then for men,
That's what
like,
man
if
is
you
saying.
like, if it's hard for you to stay erect, you withdraw, you don't want to talk about it, your testosterone. If you're over 40, you need to go get your testosterone checked.
Yeah.
Period. Because it changes your mood, it changes your attitude, it changes your desire, it changes your libido. So you need to get that checked out. So yeah, you have to continuously talk, because what I wanted at 18 is not what I want so many decades later.
Yeah.
There it is.
Get this and go to sleep, girl. You ready?
You already know what time it is.
You fell asleep so fast.
But both of y'all be asleep. That's beautiful, As long as both of y'all can roll over and go to bed. That's love.
So it's safe to say, great sex is a major key to a successful relationship.
It is a important factor, but it's
Yeah.
not the main.
A lasting
are we-
relationship between man and woman. Is it?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
It-
I mean, it's definitely a bonus.
It's
It's definitely a bonus.
Get it?
it's a big part,
Yeah.
It's the intimacy part is the big part. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
That's why I said earlier, like, the act of sex is not what people divorce usually over. It's the intimacy.
Yeah.
Like the number one, I heard marriage, like divorce is what? Financial?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't feel close to that person when you're realizing there's, like, betrayal with money. That's
Yeah.
intimacy.
Yeah.
Money
So like,
intimacy.
so you and your significant other know how much each other make, or
I mean, I think you should.
Yeah, I think transparency as much as possible is always good,
Even if it hurts.
even if it hurts.
why do you say even if it hurts? Because most guys' egos are built on making
Men
more
and
money.
women. I'm talking
Men
about men
and
and women.
women.
Because, like, okay, so if you've been with somebody since you were young, what you told them when you were young, you may have left out a lot of things because you were trying to look young or try to portray yourself a certain way.
Right.
And if you try to bring out something that happened way back then, now that could look like you're a liar, betrayal, trust. So, I mean, but transparency is like the connectedness you have with each other, like knowing that I can tell you everything about even the ugly parts and you won't judge me, you won't use it against me when we're arguing, you won't use that as an argument point.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It's powerful to know that I can expect the truth from my mate, good, bad, or ugly.
Yeah.
Dang,
That's a
that's goals.
security. Yeah,
That's
that's a
goals.
security.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, that's goals.
So if you start a
Yeah, of course,
relationship,
of course.
you need to start out purely transparent, even if you think they're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
That don't work.
Well, everybody. I always say everybody
depends
has
on-
a representative.
'Cause I was
And
hella
know
transparent.
That comes in the beginning. You put your best foot forward. It's just no different from when you go to work. You may
Right.
talk differently than you do here in the truck cast. But you need to. I agree with Dr. Jones. Like, transparency is the thing that's going to take you a long way, and you know, it could hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it could turn people away, and I think that's why we choose not to be transparent. It's kind of self-preservation and selfishness. Well, I want to keep that person around, so let me conceal this truth.
Mm-hmm.
But
Omitting stuff.
Yeah, omittance.
Omitting is still lying.
Because, like, even seeing, like, couples, like, relationships
women do,
or
they omit
marriages
stuff.
together in session, if somebody betrayed somebody else's trust and the other person's, I just need to know everything. Most likely, it's probably better you just tell
let
them
it
all
out.
because they will forgive you more for that
Right.
than you continuously trying to just funnel out the information.
Yeah.
That will hurt more. That's
It's
it's like a slow cut. It's like getting cut with a slow blade. Just chop the arm off.
a dull blade.
Dull blade. That's what I meant.
Because I was like,
Oh,
what's a
rusty
slow
blade.
blade?
A slow. You cut it slow.
Yeah.
I feel like we got y'all in thought.
Yeah, we deep in thought.
Hey, man. How important is forgiveness? Forgiveness. How important is forgiveness?
In anything, like arguments, everything.
Forgiveness is so freeing, and I just, we had this conversation. We had this topic on the radio show a couple of months back.
It is. When you forgive, though.
I think people misunderstand forgiveness, and we think that if we forgive, then we're excusing somebody's hurtful behavior towards us. And what it is, you're not excusing it, you're acknowledging and recognizing, like, what you did was messed up.
Right.
But I refuse to let it impact me for the rest of my life.
Okay.
And so I'm freeing myself.
Not you.
I'm not, you can do whatever it is you want to do. I'm freeing myself from this. Because as long as I don't forgive you, I think about what you've done to me. I think about how it's impacted me. And so therefore I am still a prisoner of your act. I am doing time for your crime. That was good.
Time for your crime. I'm gonna put that
Wait a minute.
That's why I let her answer it.
Hey, she's
Because didn't you like study forgiveness at one point?
Yeah, I did.
spitting bars.
I knew she was gonna have a good answer because she studied this. Like,
I studied
forgiveness.
forgiveness for many, many years, and
Right.
I've done
Why-
tons of research on
Why
it.
was it so big for you for forgiveness?
I just think that people aren't truly living as long as they're weighed down by unforgiveness. And so, especially in our community, as far as the oppression that we've experienced, we don't even realize all of the unforgiveness that we're dragging around.
Come on now.
And so, I did my dissertation on forgiveness and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, it's just really important to understand that you are freeing yourself, and it's not always a person that you have to forgive. Sometimes it's a situation. There are a lot of people who have to forgive Katrina for ruining their homes,
Right.
separating their families,
Hurricane Harvey.
and we walk around with this anger
tornado
because we
Harvey.
can't be mad at a thing. We can't be mad at a situation. So
Right.
we're mad at people.
Right.
We need to recognize I'm upset with a situation, and I need to forgive that situation.
And forgiveness
And
doesn't
free
mean I have to
myself.
like hug you after.
Nope.
Forgiveness, I don't even have to tell you crap. So like I remember there was like it was on the news, like this guy shot a black guy, and then the family like hugged him in the courtroom.
Oh,
and there was like a huge uproar, right?
Yeah.
And so the forgiveness,
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I didn't like
Right,
that.
no.
either.
Nobody
Not a
liked
nail
that.
bit.
the forgiveness part you can't take away from them. Like if they wanted to forgive him,
Right.
but the part that everybody had a problem was the hugs, the
From the judge.
you know,
Yeah.
and all that, right?
Yeah.
Like all of that. So yeah, the family has a right to forgive. What they say?
Right. No, I'm looking at you.
My facial expression.
Yes. it's
No, you know
somebody
the
else.
judge has a right to like not the judge. The family has a right to forgive.
Yeah,
The part that we were bothered with was like
Yeah.
you hugging them and you rubbing their back,
Like
and the
for-
judge is
for
doing that.
why?
You feel
Like
me?
that's not necessary. I could forgive the killer of
Yeah.
somebody that I love, but I could
can't.
never tell you. I don't have to tell you anything. I
And
don't
here's-
owe you
yeah.
nothing.
I'm gonna forgive you, all
And
right.
here's the thing: if you think about like people who get molested, right?
Let's go
I
into
and
that.
I tell people who
Dropping
struggle
jewels.
with the word forgiveness because they can't detach it from the person, the transgressor. I say, don't say forgive, just say I choose to release this from my life, right? So if somebody has hurt you, let's say you were molested at a young age,
Right.
you choose to release the impact it has had on your life. And I would actually suggest you don't go back around that person
sense.
if
Makes
you
sense.
have, if you can avoid that. So you, like Dr. Jones was saying, you absolutely don't have to be around that person, because once again, the forgiveness was never about them, right? It's always about releasing yourself, freeing yourself.
To not continue to let that affect you anymore in your life, or the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Right. And I know so many females that told me that, and like, I can see how they say it doesn't affect them, but it does. Like, and I would say stuff like, man, you gotta let that go. Like, I didn't know how to say it as you say it. Right. I was like, man, you can't let that.
They don't understand how if a lack of love kills orphans from a lack of love, unforgiveness will absolutely kill us. Like, we will hold it in us until it tears us down. It will kill us emotionally. It will kill us mentally. And so it has we think about pain as like hits, punches, cuts. Emotional pain is way heavier.
Oh, man.
Way heavier. So it's our 2 cents on forgiveness.
I mean, because even in the black community, like as African American females, right now, heart disease is at the all-time high with African American women.
Yeah.
Why? Because of stress.
Yep.
Because of a thing that you can't actually touch, a thing you can't actually feel. We're physically dying because of something we feel, because we're unable. And stress is basically when your brain is overloaded. You are putting too much in your mind, in your life, and you can't take it. Our mind only like works to a certain capacity anyway.
Well, is it because of that new chase that the women of the millennium are having? The independent women chasing everything, trying to be bosses and all that.
The problem.
I mean, I know that's probably like one, but you know.
I think it's. I've seen so many when like they got so much on their plate, their children, their job, they're being the head of the household, and they stress themselves. Right. And like I've met women that like they all saying the same, like yo,
we've been put in that place. A lot of us have been put in that place, and then we were taught by somebody also who was put in that place.
Exactly.
And so like I was raised by a single mother, and I was raised with only women. Right. So I was taught that you take care of yourself and you do what you have to do. And if somebody tells you can't do it, you do it 3 times better. And the stress that comes on with that makes me successful, but it stresses me the fuck out. I just got diagnosed with high blood pressure. And now I'm having to make sure that I'm like calm and down. You know, because it's that superwoman mentality that we're trying to put a cape on and handle everything when we are not built for that. And the statistics are showing that we're not built for it. That's why heart disease is as bad as it is in our community.
I'm here, baby. I'm here to love you.
So a woman that
I don't want your love. I need you to help me.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Right.
Because love isn't enough. Right.
Because love isn't enough. Love isn't enough.
So a woman that you know that's going through that, what would you? Because I know somebody that's going through that right now.
Yeah.
Like, what would be your
I would say ask, but I would say ask, but she probably would say, "No, I got it." You can see what she's doing too much. Help out. Like active service, like try to do something. Like you see hey, you know, I got to fill up her gas tank if you're seeing that she's doing that. Cook her a meal, hold the bags. I mean, just do what you can actually see. Help
with the
because if you ask, it's very likely you'll get, I got it.
I got it.
I can definitely help.
I'm going to get it. I got it.
Yeah.
Right. I can definitely help.
Help.
Yeah.
I can definitely help. Before we get out of here, one more question. What's the secret? Let me see. Make sure I get it right. What's the secret?
You talking about cooking? Go ahead, man. Out of my field.
Out of my field.
What's the secret to make a relationship last? That's how I want to.
Shutting up. Go ahead.
Helping. And love, right?
Expectations. Oh yeah, and kissing.
Kissing. You gotta kiss. If you ain't kissing, you don't know what
you're doomed. Forever.
Give me that
every
tongue.
relationship is unique, but I don't think you can go wrong with getting some strong, healthy communication.
Okay.
And understanding trust. Everybody attaches trust to infidelity or something like that, financial mistrust. But if your woman is looking sad and you're about to go out with your boys and you like, ooh, she looking sad or she looking mad, it's going to end up being a conversation. I'm going to be late. You, at that moment, you have the opportunity to either build her trust or betray her trust.
How?
Because if you go to her and say, hey, babe, you don't look your best, what's going on? You have built trust. She can trust you to recognize when she's not feeling good and be there for her.
She'll put it out there.
Or you can betray her trust and say, well, I'm
Not
going out.
Holla.
Right.
Because you can still go out.
Yeah.
But you're just acknowledging what you see.
She wants you to lean.
Trust is so important. So if I can trust you to be transparent with me, good, bad, or ugly, you have chosen to build trust. Every chance you get, you have an opportunity to build or betray trust.
And that's my answer.
Beat before you leave, brother.
My answer was trust. So I might piggyback on that one and just say it's also.
They trying to be professional. You over here being stupid.
It's true.
Oh,
What did you say?
Her talking about she wants you to
Beat before you leave. That's why she's
See,
upset.
that's what's wrong.
Get it in,
You
and then
see,
they'll be happy.
this is
See,
what
but that's
this
not
person
what. No.
This
Go
the
ahead, no.
No.
That's
This
not
person
what she
talk
wants.
about all women want kissing the most. He don't know.
Come here.
People just want to be seen.
Y'all
All right,
that stank. Sorry. Go ahead, Doc. I'm sorry, Doc.
It's all right.
Well, see, I'm glad I said that. So now, get us right.
I bet if you go over there and acknowledge how she feels and just sit a couple minutes, then
You
she'll
will be.
probably lead to that.
Yeah.
And she'll probably be like, all right, babe, have fun with your friends. Even though you know, like, halfway that's not true. It feels better for her. You still get to do what you want to do. And then you still may get to come home
Hey,
and
Doc, come on. I done
kiss.
drained them dry. He ain't gonna do nothing.
Well, and that's the thing. I know you were joking, but you also have to think about if your woman is down, and instead of coming to her emotionally and saying, "Hey, I noticed that you're down. What's going on?" But instead you choose to just beat before you leave. How used does that make her feel?
to be all right.
Oh my God!
see you
Come
later.
on now, but that's not the case, though.
But it may not be, but it
I
may
live
feel
a
that
normal
way.
life. I don't like to be counseled about everything I'm doing wrong because I know everything is wrong.
It sounded
I'm tired of
bad.
being wrong. I just want to be right one time, Lord.
It sounded bad, but like you said, it'll lead to.
Yeah. If you come to her and check in with her, that can lead to a little.
Listen to the emotion of the boy, Humvee.
All right.
Yes.
All right. All
And then
right.
it could lead to the physical.
And same for the man. Like
Right,
we
okay.
we need to make sure that we're coming and
Yes,
checking in and
you do.
No,
need
you
to check
don't.
in.
You finna leave?
no
Bye. I'm about to watch the game. I'm about to watch ESPN.
and building trust. If you know.
Yeah, but y'all be the same ones. Like, what y'all doing?
Yeah,
You will, right?
where you at, girl? It's 1:30. It's 11:55. You better hurry and get home.
11:50.
Talking about the game over. When the game over, you
When the
look at
game
your
over,
phone,
right.
you're like, where she at?
Yeah, right.
What you doing?
Build or
Okay,
betray
huh?
trust.
You be trying to hold the phone like,
You trying to listen to the voices in the background.
what y'all doing?
All right, you.
I can't get back.
Her press card.
No.
See,
I hear a male voice
You want
in
me
the
to cook
back.
this pizza?
I don't do all that. That's too much.
No, I don't do that neither.
Oh.
Hey, but hey, this is like y'all be breaking. God,
Y'all was breaking it
like,
down tonight.
It's really simple, but it's not simple because we think like men. I don't know. I don't want to say we think like men because they got some men that probably think the right way, and God bless their souls. I don't know who gave them great souls, but it's like I
we're
don't.
all now, right?
Like, if I really sit there and think about what they're saying, like it makes fucking complete
Yeah,
sense.
but
Totally,
I just
totally.
gave a female strong example, but it's not gender specific.
Right,
Communication
right.
and trust building is across the board.
Right.
You guys have to do it. We have to do it.
And I'm saying ditto.
Ditto.
Because
ditto.
I was going to say trust and commitment.
Oh, and I said commitment.
Trust and commitment.
You have to trust the person you're with in order for you to feel like you could commit to them and stay committed to them. Because when that love is going up and down, when you really don't like your partner,
Yeah.
but you stay committed. Just because you don't like me doesn't mean you get to abandon me and just do whatever you want.
see?
You have to stay committed to the relationship.
Right.
Right.
That's these women.
But don't do like
They be
blind
abandoning
commitment.
They abandon.
Oh, because I cheated on you one time.
Whoa,
You
whoa,
just go
whoa,
abandon
whoa,
me.
That one time with your
You go
sister.
abandon me. And now I have to sit there and find forgiveness in myself to allow that situation.
She
Come
can
on
forgive
now.
you and walk
Come
away
on
though.
I
now.
have to forgive for you leaving me in the moment of my vulnerability.
Yeah, you was
Bring it
vulnerable
all
while you was all
around.
up in
Jewel dropper.
Drop a jewel.
Bring it all around.
Jewel dropper.
This is a jewel.
You want to know what the
Boom.
response would be?
I dropped.
But
What's
was
the-
you vulnerable when you was all up in the other
Hey,
chair?
man, listen,
Oh,
hold
you was
on.
vulnerable.
Stay on task,
I'm
Angela.
trying to apologize.
Task, Angela. Man, she's
Break
so
it down.
mean to me.
I'm a Virgo. I want explanation.
Right. Dr. Angela Jones, Dr. Jasmine Boone, thank you guys so much.
We have to get y'all
Thank
back
you.
next time and probably pay y'all.
Go
Thank
ahead and
you,
put
thank
your
you, thank you.
socials out there so they can get in touch with you.
My Instagram is getcentered, GetCenteredCC. So hit me up on Instagram. Facebook, it's just type in Dr. Angela Jones.
All right. Cool.
Instagram, Dr. Jasmine Boone. Facebook, Dr. Jasmine Boone. Youtherapy.com.
So we definitely have
Just
to.
you therapy. I'm sorry.
Just you therapy?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Just
therapy.
you.
Just
Okay.
you.
So
Just
we
you
definitely have to revisit. We have to have a part 2 so you can check on the status of me and DB.
I'm good. I'm listening to you now.
He's been reflecting on
I have
me. So what
reflected.
you been
I
reflecting
have
on?
I'm
released,
perfect, yo.
relearned, and I'm ready to reprimand.
Come on now.
Come
Oh,
on. With
Come
the
on now.
auras, with
Where's the organ?
auras.
What's he reprimanding?
I don't know.
I don't
No,
know.
I want to.
That's
another
okay, it was a
word.
good R word.
Yeah, I
It
tried it. I
was
tried
good.
it.
It was good.
But I missed my show, so I can say what I want.
That's
Anyway,
right.
Yes,
so
you can.
thank you, ladies.
Thank you guys so
for
much.
having us.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
thank you for still staying on with us.
Mhm.
Who's ever watching, and make sure you guys continue to follow us, support us.
Right.
Spotify,
YouTube.
iTunes, YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe to YouTube. The Truckcast.
Right.
You see the logo.
And if you need
Boom.
good therapy, reach out to these young ladies.
Mhm.
They are great at what they do.
Yes.
You can see they broke down us, and we're about to cry.
Yeah.
Issues, get the tissues, but it's okay.
Right. Definitely.
And
Definitely.
thank you guys for watching tonight.
Oh yeah, and
Fine.
Wednesday tomorrow
Uh-oh.
at 10:30 at night.
Yes.
Tune in to Fox 26.
Angela
to
after
see me.
dark.
We're talking
After
about
dark.
when is it too soon to date after divorce?
Boom.
Never.
Well, I forgot when that one.
Yeah, you was still
All
in love.
right.
Hey,
You still in love.
shout out to everybody,
Still in
man. I think that's it, man.
Love.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
For your
It's your main man,
boy DP.
Peace.
Last time that I checked, we love y'all. Mama mentality.